Now, what determines a good store? Is it only location? I know, like with McDonald's, in the documentary, they're talking about McDonald's is not, though they don't sell burgers, they're a real estate company and they do all of
Yeah.
this. Is it the same with the gas station play? Like they focus more so on where it's at and not, other factors that can determine your profits based
No,
on.
it's all about location.
Mhm.
And I think that sometimes when they're like, oh, like you have to put McDonald's in the perfect place, you have to put Chick-fil-A, you have to put McDonald's in the perfect place, you have to put Chick-fil-A in the perfect place. Everybody gonna come to McDonald's. During the
Yeah.
pandemic, McDonald's had the longest line of anybody I've ever seen in my whole in my whole entire life. Like
Everybody at home, ain't nobody cooking. Everybody.
everybody in the line. McDonald's not letting y'all inside. Everybody wrapped the line wrapped around the building. It
Facts.
doesn't matter where you put a McDonald's. It doesn't matter where you put a Chick-fil-A. It doesn't matter where you put a Wingstop. People are gonna go because that's what they want.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I think for gas stations, I think it's also about location. The only problem is that there's so many gas stations,
Hmm.
which is why you have to get the perfect location.
Hmm. Do you feel like you have the perfect location with the two across the street from each other, or could you get better?
I feel like my first store is a perfect location.
Okay.
I feel like my second store, I don't know. It is what it is. Like, that second store is my neighborhood store. It's my neighborhood store. It's the one that the customers walk from the neighborhood.
Okay.
It's the friendly everyday market.
Hmm.
My first store is the store that is like my commuter store. People that travel. So we only see a handful of people probably every day, but everybody else is like travel through people.
Hmm. Wow. So with them being across the street from each other, you still see completely different demographics based on.
Oh yeah, and the police know it too. Yeah.
Wow.
Completely two different clientele, attitude, apparel, like
Hmm.
everything, like price points, everything.
Wow. So you got the same product in one store, you
No, they're
charge
no no no
more.
no no no. They're priced the same. Like I make that. Like, that's the same.
Hmm.
What I'm saying is that people in my first store will be buying higher basket prices. So like
Okay.
their basket size is more expensive items.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
The other store
Okay. I see what you're saying because it's
Other
a
store
different type
sells
of.
a lot of cigarillos.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. It's a different type of consumer, basically.
Yeah.
The people who walk up are very different than the people who drive up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all right. So with it being a gas station, do you make any? Do you make a lot of money on gas? Because I feel like that's from the outside looking in. That's what I would think. Um, like most of your money comes from like, oh, people coming in, they buying gas, you fill it up, and you get some type of profit margin on
No,
that.
I make pebbles. I make pebbles. I think it's like a cent a gallon. I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
So so is it like like how like when you go in the grocery stores
Mhm.
they put the milk in the back, so you gotta, that's the reason people come there, like the reason people come to the gas station is for gas,
Yeah.
but then you make your money on all
Yeah.
pretty much all the other stuff. Is that model?
Everything on the inside of the store is where I make my money.
Mm.
And 8 times out of 10, people don't just drive up and get gas and leave. They drive up, get gas, come inside, buy something, and go from there. So
Right.
the gas is more of a perk to bring people in.
Hmm. What's your most profitable like items for a gas station? Not necessarily, you ain't gotta say yours, but just from retail in general, based off of because if I'm not mistaken, you have to get your own inventory and things like that, right? 7-Eleven is not supplying everything for you. Maybe I'm
7-Eleven supplies the systems to
okay.
get everything for us.
Okay, but you have autonomy to select the different type of products you want. Like if
Yes.
you say, okay, this product doesn't sell really good in this store, you can tell 7-Eleven, yeah, I don't want that product, I want this product. This
Yes.
type of water don't sell versus
Yes.
this type of water, this
Yes.
Gatorade, Powerade,
Yes.
etc.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And I mean, and it's very seldom that I do that
Mhm.
because I try to keep it like generic of like the top 700 products. So it's very seldom that like, I take out or do something different.
Mhm.
But I definitely have the right to do it.
Mhm. And you have the right to add your own products, like if not necessarily your own, but I'm just saying like different products. So if you have different businesses, I know you got a lot of traction from the Black Girl Magic,
Black Girl Magic. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and I honestly didn't hear of them until because I've been following you for a
Uh
while,
huh.
and I heard of them through you, and I'm
Uh huh.
like, oh, that's what's up. Like you able to put them in your store and highlight. I mean, it's kind of like a perfect match, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Especially with you being a black woman, you own the store. It's
Yeah.
like wow, it's like a perfect match. So how did that come about?
So, I always say that like the power of like black networking is absolutely amazing.
Hmm.
My best friend's brother, which is I also consider my brother, was the a manager of diversity and whatever they call it
Right.
at Southern Glaciers, right?
Okay.
Southern, and so he had this event for the McBride sisters and their entire brand, and I saw it on
McBride sisters are the one who
who
owns it.
own Black Girl Magic. They're
Okay.
Black Girl Magic. But they have a whole nother like that's just one line of wine that they have, which is Black Girl Magic.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so they had he posted them on the page and just said like, hey, like welcome to Southern Glaciers or whatever. They had a little event for them. It was really nice.
Hmm.
I saw it on his page. I hit him up. I was like, hey, like I like Southern Glaciers is one of our vendors. I was like, how do I get this?
Right.
He's like, I don't know. Let me see what happens. I asked my vendor whenever she got
Were
there.
they in stores anywhere else throughout the
Like
U.S.
one or two places.
Okay.
Like they weren't like don't get me wrong. Like a couple of places had them, but a lot of that stuff I think was online. And
Okay.
they were slowly starting to make their way into
Into
like
the
the market, right?
okay.
Um, but you had to go to like particular places. So even like you found it at one Target, you weren't gonna find it at another Target.
Okay.
So I just ended up just like asking my vendor for it. I was like, hey, like she's like, I don't know. She's like, I don't really think it's not on the recommended items. They call it recommended items. It's
Right.
not on the recommended items. Like we'll see what happens. They found 3 boxes in the back of some warehouse in like Austin or something, and they were like, hey, look, like we found these 3 boxes. You're more than welcome to have them.
Hmm.
Like we'll bring them to you. They delivered it to me. I had put it on my page. I think I sold out those 3 boxes in like maybe like a week or so, right?
Mm. Okay.
I was like, hey, can I get some more? They're like, okay, let's see. And it just came, it like every time I got it, it sold out. Every time I got it, it sold out. So
Wow.
then they started saying like, okay, look, we're having a shipment coming in. We should be getting 20 cases. How many, like they would come to me first and ask me how many cases I wanted. I said, I want all 20. All 20
Wow.
cases would come to me. So it came to a point where like Target could no longer get it. Walmart could no longer get it. Specs could no longer get it. Nobody could get it because Southern Glaciers realized the value in me getting all of it. And then
Right.
also the push from the McBride sisters themselves saying it as well. Like, hey, look,
Are
like
they local here
the
or
McBride
where
sisters are, one of them is in New Zealand and the other one is in California. They did not know they were sisters. They had the same dad. Their dad passed away. They found out they were sisters.
wow. Then they
And
started a company.
then they started a company because their dad, I guess, both taught them about wine.
Mm. That's an amazing story.